Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. Today Head announced their new racket silo, new racket line called Boom. What do you think of the name? Is it a bit silly or is it cool and stands out? Let me know in the comments below. I've been play testing their Boom MP in a prototype. Looks like this. A racket I really enjoyed. It's pretty plush. Has this isometric head shape up here. Which gives it a pretty large sweet spot. Definitely power racket, but not quite as powerful as the Instinct in my opinion. And I'm not sure if this is replacing the Instinct, but it definitely feels plusher and a little bit different overall. But it's a power racket, but a little bit more of a plush feeling, which is thumbs up overall. I don't know the stiffness of these rackets, so bear with me there. But I felt like I had to really bump up the weight on this one. It felt a little bit underpowered. So if you're not into customizing, you should maybe go for the heavier models. I haven't seen their whole model range, but I've tried the Boom Pro, which is 98 square inches, 310 gram, something like that. Quite similar to the Extreme Tour, but felt even faster, a little bit more powerful. And I really enjoyed that when I hit with it in Stuttgart when we shot our Adidas Barricade video. And it's something I could definitely consider switching to after that first really lovely hit. But we'll see. When I get the demo rackets, I will of course review each model in the Boom lineup that I get my hands on. And I'm really keen to test the Boom Pro especially. One guy that is already testing the Boom Pro is Lorenzo Musetti, the Italian flair guy. He is playing with this racket now at the Next Gen Finals in Milan. He is usually playing with the Extreme Tour, as you might have seen on my channel, customized to his spec, but he felt like he got a bit more power when he tested the Boom Pro, and otherwise they're pretty similar, so he decided to give this a go for the Next Gen Finals. And it's not just a paint job, this is actually verified information, so he's actually testing this mold. Whether he sticks with it, we will see. It's always fun to see top players try new rackets, and it will be very curious to watch his match later tonight from when I'm recording this and see how he does with his new racket. The Next Gen Finals is a tournament where they experiment a lot. I've seen Rublev tried 3 different rackets in one match a few years back when he played the Next Gen Finals, but they're also playing around with the scoring system. They play best of 5 sets, but first to 4, and they do no ad scoring and stuff to really speed up the tempo. Not sure tennis needs speeding up. Keen to hear your opinions about that in a world now where we listen to 3-hour podcasts, but where we also have the attention span of goldfish. I think it's weird to speed up tennis. I think the scoring system is one of the best things about the sport, and I think if you tweak that too much, you end up hurting it. So I would advise against that. I think there are innovations that they try at the Next Gen Finals that are overall good. I think it's interesting to see on-court coaching, see what it does to the player, what it does to the entertainment value. I can definitely see that. There's some interest in that. But I'm not sure if the scoring as such needs speeding up. That the players pick their own towels, that was logical from ages ago. That we have electronic line calling, I think that makes all the sense in the world as long as the technology works. So there are things that are very, very basic. I'm not a fan of no ad scoring. I think the ad scoring is another part of tennis that's important, that adds drama to a match. And I think this just one point and that's over might feel like you're taking some story out when you shorten things. I mean, if you don't give things the opportunity to breathe or create a storyline or build drama, I think you kind of lessen their importance. And I think that's a risk if you shorten tennis to become more of a, entertainment thing. I know Patrick Mouratoglou might disagree. He tried this Ultimate Tennis Showdown. Not sure if you saw that, where you could actually tennis players could get like their cards where they had to serve and volley, or a certain winner gave 3 points instead of 1, and the scoring system was completely different. It was all time based, so you had 10 minutes and then you played as many points as you had time for. Little bit of a weird idea, but some parts of it worked, some parts of it didn't. And I'm curious about these innovations, but overall my general feeling as maybe an old school middle-aged guy is that I don't think tennis needs a lot of innovation. We need strong profiles and ambassadors for tennis, and we need good schooling and support for the sport, and that we invest the money that tennis brings in a good way. I think we also need to think about the pooling of the money for the pros, because a lot of pros today are struggling and to make it work, even though they're pretty damn good players. I talked about this before in other videos. I find it a bit silly that like a pro that's 500 in such a competitive sport as tennis, is one of the 5 biggest sports in the world in media reach and so on, that they can't make a living properly from tennis. That's a little bit strange. And I think it's something that they need to look into. We have the Grand Slam winners, they're multi millionaires. And then you have someone who's reaching, second, third round challengers, and they're struggling, living in a tour bus or stringing rackets on the side or stuff like that, or coaching. And it's not the best system. I think there's something that could be done with the tennis money system for professional players overall, but I don't think we should do anything with the scoring. I think the scoring works well as is. Those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But now we're going to watch Lorenzo Musetti play with his new Boom Pro. I would assume customized to his previous spec, and maybe he has increased string tension a little bit to compensate for the extra power he gets from the Boom. Very keen to test the new Boom rackets when they arrive, and I think they look great, and the Boom Pro absolutely played great the one time I tried it. Am I honeymooning or not? We will see. And I will talk to Lorenzo, and we will compare notes afterwards. That is all for this one. If you want to support the work I do, please join Patreon, patreon.com/tennisnerd, or consider buying something from my affiliates. The links are in the description. First of all, please just subscribe to the channel. That helps a lot, helps the channel grow. I get inspired to do more content, and which is what I love to do. So that helps a lot, just subscribing. Okay, this is all. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.